defensive tackle 4/5. I like, it's possible they keep 5. I still am not 100% set on that. But Taylor Stallworth played 42 snaps. He's been getting a lot of run this preseason. He really stood out in game number 1, not really much in game number 2. Khalen Saunders, like you said, he played really well. He had 25 snaps in the game. He had a sack. He had a roughing the passer penalty that was kind of a pile of you-know-what to me.
Yeah.
I think. Like, the rule's the rule, but like, it was a little awkward. And a little soft, I think. But Khalen Saunders needed that. He needed a statement play, and his athleticism has flashed in the preseason. He's a guy that just hasn't been able to stay healthy, hasn't been able to stay on the field, hasn't been able to get on the field, and he's still not going to. Like Chris Jones, Derek Nutty, Danny Shelton, like those guys, Tershawn Horton, they're going to get on the field and they're going to get snaps. Even if Khalen Saunders makes the team, it's not like he's going to go off or anything or suddenly have 5, 6, 7 sacks in a contract year, or really warrant a huge long-term extension, but he is an impressive athlete. He is somewhat of a relative unknown. Like, I know that's weird for a 4th-year player, but he just doesn't have the sample size right now. The odds of him making the team, if you would have asked me a month ago, I'd say like close to 0. I was just like, he's done. He's not going to make it. The Chiefs don't care. Then they brought in Danny Shelton before the preseason started. And I was like, yep, now it's really like negative. Like, there's no way and you know where the Khalen Saunders is going to make the team. Now I think there's a shot. And not only because I've expanded my horizons from they could keep 4 defensive tackles so they could keep 5, but also he's played well. So it's kind of between those two for a spot. I don't see them keeping $1 billion, but I think Taylor Stallworth helped his case week 1. Khalen Saunders definitely helped his case in week 2.
Yeah, I think Saunders is one of those guys that, like you said, he's not going to get a ton of playing time, but if somebody gets hurt ahead of him, he's a good guy to have on the roster that can fill in and give you good snaps when other guys ahead of him need a rest. So I would love to see Saunders out there. I know his teammates love him too. Big locker room guy. So yeah, I love Saunders. I love what he brings to the reserves or the second team or whatever you want to call it. So I'm hoping the best for him. I hope that he can get some good playing time again Thursday night against the Packers and show out, maybe get another sack.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. And the Chiefs are weird. I don't want to say weird. They don't really play their starters in that 3rd game. And last year, I think they played a couple drives offensively because they wanted to develop some synergy with the new offensive line, yada, yada. Bottom line, the Chiefs aren't going to go all out. Like, they have those roster cuts from 80 to 53. I don't know why that took me so long to think. 80 to 53 after that 3rd game. Like, it's the week after, the Tuesday after that game. So the Chiefs are going to have from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday. As I'm looking, I'm delaying because the Chiefs did cut 3 guys. They waived Brandon Dandridge, a quarterback, Nasir Greer, just a defensive back. He was a little bit of a hybrid piece, and David Steinmetz, who is an offensive lineman. So the Chiefs did cut from 85 to 82. They have a couple more guys they're going to cut. Probably not by the time you hear this podcast, unless you're listening later on Tuesday. They have until 3 p.m. local time to do that. Needless to say, I don't know if Khalen Saunders is going to be one of those. I really did think so a while ago, but now I'm kind of leaning that it might be Taylor Stallworth, because it seems like Shelton is a near lock despite him not really playing. And it seems like Saunders is now kind of neck and neck.
Yeah, he's played his way into it for sure. And I think Shelton's one of those guys, they weren't sure if they'd, probably have him. So they weren't really planning for it when they got him. They're like, okay, this will be a nice little fit where he can come in and just play when you need him to, plug and play kind of guy. So yeah, I think it's going to be between Shelton and not Shelton, Stallworth and Saunders. And I do think that Saunders will come out on top, but it'll be close. It'll be close in that Thursday night game.
Yeah, I'm with you. And let's jump to the cornerback position, because there's a guy that I don't really bring up very much. You kind of have been on this guy for quite a while, and he showed you right on Saturday. He had an interception. Chris LeMans, he is so like, let's go through the cornerback room in no order. I guess the top 5: Snead, McDuffie, Fenton, Williams, Watson. Like, that seems to be the top 5. Then you have Najee Johnson, you have DiCaprio Bootle, you used to have Lonnie Johnson, he's not there anymore. Then you have Chris LeMans, who has the special teams ability, and he's played well there, so he already has that Uncle Dave advantage. He also is starting to show something defensively in the preseason. I'm not trying to say that DiCaprio Bootle is definitely out or Najee Johnson is definitely out, but I think LeMans is pretty much a lock, especially considering Bootle's gotten torched and Johnson was a late draft pick who hasn't really done very much. I know that he has that safety corner versatility. Chris LeMans is going to make the team. He played 46 defensive snaps or percentage of the defensive snaps, and then 40% on special teams. So Chiefs are investing in him and his playing time. He's only 26. It's not like he's old, but he's the veteran of the room. He'd be the oldest player in that quarterback room, believe it or not, if he makes it. So I'm thinking Chris LeMans wasn't like clamping anyone or anything. It's not like he was Stephon Gilmore, like prime Darrelle Revis, but he got a gift after reception and he was in the right spot. That matters in the preseason. Like obviously the film matters too, but if you have a 1 by that interception total in 2 games, that's definitely a plus.
Yeah, he had the interception. He led the team in tackles. He had 2 pass defense. Yeah. Huh. So that was an impressive game by LeMans. And like you said, it's special teams. It's now he can play at cornerback if there's an injury ahead of him potentially. Obviously, you don't want him starting out there, but if you need him to come in, he can fill somebody's shoes for a few snaps at least. But yeah, I think LeMans is the guy that he's now on the team after the last performance.